To Printful or to Printify? That is the question. And it's a question we all have to answer when we first open our Etsy shop. And it's something we can change along the way as we're working in our Etsy shops. In this video, we're going to cover whether Printful or Printify come in with a stronger rating in a couple of different topics. 1, variety of products. 2, which print-on-demand company makes it easiest to customize products. 3, shipping. 4, pricing. And we're going to spend a few minutes there. I did a lot of research for you so you can really compare these two companies with pricing, and it'll help you price your products. 5, which company is it a little easier to do group orders with? And 6, quality of products. And 7, customer service. And you'll want to stick around to the end because I am going to give you 2 bonus print-on-demand shops that each have really cool products that you can add to your shop. Hi guys, Simply Shawna here. I'm a former 4th grade teacher and now I am a full-time Etsy seller. On this channel, we talk all about entrepreneurship and how I was able to do that. Specifically, I opened an Etsy shop. I followed the YouTubers I chose to listen to. I followed their strategies. And within a year and a half, I was able to quit my teaching job. And I am making over double what I was as a school teacher after 18 years of being a school teacher. It is repeatable, it is attainable, and you can do it too. If you are a subscriber, I welcome you back. And if you are new today, we hope that you find interest from this video and value and that you'll become a subscriber today. So let's jump into it. We're doing Printful versus Printify. Which one should we go with? Before we take a look at those 7 topics and see who packs the biggest punch in each of those areas, we need to know just a little bit about Printful and Printify. Maybe the best way to understand the difference between these two print-on-demand companies is to think of it like ordering food from Cheesecake Factory. That's like Printful. It is one restaurant. All of those dishes are prepared in Cheesecake Factory. If you had an issue with anything that you ordered, you would call Cheesecake Factory. They would take care of it for you. That's kind of like Printful. Printify is more like Uber Eats, where you can order from multiple different restaurants. And they're kind of a provider, a platform where all of these different restaurants can interact and be available to you. So that is to say, Printful is one company. They have many fulfillment centers, but that is the print company. Amongst all of their fulfillment centers, they've got the same standards, the same quality levels, the same products, and they're a one-stop shop. That is Printful. Printify is not actually a print shop. It is a website where it provides a platform where they partner with many print-on-demand shops. So you can choose from many print-on-demand shops, each of them with their own fulfillment times and shipping times and different types of products and different types of ways that they're printing on these products. So that's the main difference between these two print-on-demand companies. First, we're going to look at variety of products. Let's see who has the most products. First up is Printful, and we're on their website right now. I will say both websites are going to have your basic shirts. Like a lot of us are selling the Bella Canvas and the Gildan shirts. So if you are doing t-shirts, both companies are going to have all those. But we're looking for some, other layers of products, some more interesting items. So here in Printful, we're looking at hats. We've got a bunch of options with hats. We've got backpacks, laptop sleeves, socks, phone cases, totes, mugs, embroidered patches, kind of neat, sneakers. We've even got fanny packs here, water tumblers, stickers, mugs. We've got ornaments, a little camper mug, some pillows. We've got like photo paper where you could do posters, throw pillows, an apron. I thought that was kind of neat. Towels, maybe do beach towels, maybe like bachelorette and bride beach towels. Next up is Printify. And when we head over there, we see all these cool blankets, which could be a really cool product for Mother's Day. Now, I don't suggest being all over the place with your products. You want to just stick with one product, get really good at it, do it a bunch of times, get some bestsellers in it before you start adding a lot of other products. But that's kind of cool. Blankets. Printful only had 2 blankets available. Car accessories with some car mats here. That's really unique and different. Maybe some good Father's Day presents here. Just kind of thinking out loud as we're looking at some neat products. We've got some tech items here, which we've got the AirPod case again, but then we've got like these Bluetooth speaker there and chargers. We've got the watch bands there for the Apple Watch. We've got another watch band there. So those are some neat products. Printful has 338 items that you can print your unique designs on, while Printify has 800 items that you can print your unique designs on. So the first point goes to Printify. And the second category we're going to cover is how easy is it to customize items. Now, if you're interested in my doing a video that's a tutorial on how to customize items and personalize items for Printify and for Printful, let me know down in the comments because I will put that on my list. Let's say at least 10 comments. You all asked me for a pricing video. We're going to cover pricing here, and I'm going to do a separate video on pricing that's all about pricing strategies, and that's going to be coming up very shortly. And that's because of what you told me in the comments. So if you are interested in a tutorial, just let me know down in the comments. I think it's an extremely important strategy to be using, especially as a new shop owner, to allow customization. So for example, if you have a shirt that says mom, maybe you want to let them say, choose to say mama or grandma or nana or mimi and allow them a custom option to let you know what they'd like on that shirt. So I have many personalized items in my shop, and I do have hacks on how to do it kind of quick and easy. But I do have many of those items in my shop, especially to get a new listing going. I'll have that option as available. So I have used both Printful and Printify to fulfill orders that had personalized words on them. So without getting too tutorially on you, I'll try to explain, in my opinion, which one is the easiest to put in a custom or personalized order. In Etsy, you can put the little toggle switch over to let someone personalize something. Printful has a way of recognizing this. As long as you have a little setting in your Printful shop toggled over to enabling personalized orders to come in as a draft or something like that, it will recognize that it's a personalized order and it will hold that one. And if you want your shop set to automatic, which means every time an order comes in that's already got the print file synced with the shirt that sold or the mug that sold or whatever, you don't have to do anything. Printful will print it and ship it. It's ready to go. But they'll hold that personalized item so that you can put the personalization on it. And Printify, there's no option to do that. So they don't have any way to recognize like, oh, wait, hold this order because it's got a personalized item in it. So you would have to have your whole shop set to manual, which isn't the end of the world. But you do have to have your whole shop set to manual, and you would have to, go in and okay orders that don't have personalization and then fix the orders that needed the personalization. Or you might still want to set it up with, 24 hours or every 12 hours or whatever the options are. But then if, time gets away from you and you don't go in to fix that order, if you gave yourself 12 hours or 24 hours and you missed it, you didn't go in and do it, it'll go ahead and get sent through and printed the way that it is without the personalization. And now for the actual personalization, both print-on-demand companies have a feature where you can actually type something in and manipulate or change a print file that you have attached to that listing. So you could go in and maybe, and when someone orders something, you go and type mommy, or you go in and type mom or mama or grandma. If you want to use the limited, text options or font options, you can do that. I've done that with some of mine. Makes it kind of quick and easy. The other way to personalize something is that you have the design in your design software, whatever you're using, whatever app you're using. I use GoDaddy usually. And I would go into my GoDaddy design, change it, send it over, and I would get on my, my computer and go ahead and swap the print file out. I find that doing this with Printify is a little bit more time consuming than it is with Printful. So just something to keep in mind is, how big do you plan on making your business, and how many of those types of items do you plan on having, and how time consuming do you think that's going to become over time? So that might be a little more apparent if you watch some tutorials about that. I could do one. Let me know if you want me to do a tutorial on how that would look with each of the print-on-demand companies. But that leaves us with point number 2, going to Printful by a smidge, by a little bit. It's really possible with both of them. But I would say for me, Printful wins the point for this one by a smidge. And that brings us to round 3. The next topic we're going to chat about is shipping. So who gets the point for shipping? Now, do remember that with Printify, you have many different print providers that you could choose from. And this can affect the amount of time your items will take to ship. So you have to be mindful of that. But overall, I find that both Printful and Printify have really similar shipping times. And then I'm very pleased with my items that go out from Printful and that go out from Printify, and how quickly the customers are receiving them. So you might think it might be a tie, but it's not, because there is one little thing that Printful does do that I do find super helpful and has helped me kind of close a bunch of sales, so to speak. So I often get customers reaching out to me for, an event, and they want to dress their family up in shirts for this event that's coming up, or teachers that want the item by a certain event at their school. And they'll reach out and they'll say, hey, I need these items by such and such a date. Can we do it? And usually they're reaching out because it's earlier than the safe estimated delivery window that I have posted in my shop. But with Printful, they give each order a more exact estimated delivery window. So I usually tell the customer, I go in and look at my other orders for the day and see about what the estimated delivery times are. And I come back to the customer and I say, hey, so most orders that are coming through today have estimated delivery windows of such and such to such and such. Go ahead and place your order, leave me a note at checkout, and I'll double check yours before pushing it through. And I would say 9 times out of 10, they go ahead and they do that, and I'm able to get the items to them on time. The first couple times I did this, I was a little nervous, but 9 times out of 10, the items arrive on time. Knock on wood, because I'm about to say something that is, I don't want it to change, but I rarely have ever had to refund anybody, but I have made tons and tons of sales by letting them know the more exact estimated delivery window. However, if it is an item that I have going out with Printify, it will tell me what the shipping, like it should ship by date, but it doesn't really give me an estimated delivery window beyond that. So I just have to kind of go with those broader estimated delivery windows. So I can't make those promises for customers with those orders. So point 3 goes to Printful, and just by a smidge. Another one that they got just by a smidge. And now, just to be clear, I probably shouldn't have called it shipping. I probably should have called it estimated delivery time, or fulfillment plus shipping, because that's really what I was speaking on just now. And I also, before we want to move on, just want to say, I don't suggest if you are like in your, if you don't have a lot of reviews yet, let's say you don't have 30, 40, 50, 5-star reviews, I don't necessarily suggest telling people the estimated delivery window and chancing it at all in the beginning, because you really don't want a bad review. I have been doing this, for a longer period of time. It did take me a little while to get brave and even do that. But I already had a lot of reviews at the time that I did start doing that. And during this entire process over the last 2 years, I've made many sales doing that. I've only gotten one bad review. Someone got the shirt not within the estimated delivery window. She didn't give me a chance to refund it, and she did give me a bad review. But I've gotten tons of really nice reviews about how I really came through for people. So something to consider, after you've got a couple of reviews and things are running smooth for you. Next up, we're going to talk about pricing. All right, Tucker he's playing with a squeak toy. I don't know if you hear squeaking, that's what it is. So before we jump into the pricing, I did want to before we jump into the pricing part of the video, I do want to address that I did mention in a recent video, if you were interested in my doing pricing videos, to let me know and give me at least 10 comments. I think I wound up with over 20, so I put it right on my list. In this video, we're going to address just the pricing. What is the pricing? What does it cost you to fulfill with Printful? And what does it cost you to fulfill with Printify? So you know kind of what your base prices are and what you would need to charge. I'm now putting a video together about exactly what are some awesome pricing strategies and which pricing strategies do I use in my shop. So that will be coming out soon. All right. For the purpose of this price comparison, we are going to pick a couple of products and compare them across the board. We are going to compare Printful prices to Printify prices. Each company has discounted pricing available, and we're going to chat about that. I have all of the prices and a nice little graphic for you. You can take a picture of it with your phone or take a screenshot and have it. And then we're going to do a deeper dive into just t-shirts and all of the sizes. First, we're going to compare the Gildan shirt. Then we're going to size medium across the board, a black Gildan shirt, size medium. Then we're going to compare a black medium Bella canvas shirt across the board. Then we're going to compare the 64,000 Gildan sweatshirt. We're going to compare the black, and we're going to compare the white sweatshirt, medium. We're also going to compare a 11-ounce ceramic mug. We are going to take a peek at both the premium pricing and the regular pricing. So with Printify, you can pay a monthly subscription. I think it's $24.99 a month if you pay for a year in advance. So you pay for the whole year at once. Or you could pay $29.99 monthly. With Printful, it's not a monthly charge. It's something you have to kind of earn and get there. So the more sales you make in a month, the bigger your discount for the following month will be. And your first threshold is to sell at least $1,000 worth of merchandise. Shipping does not count toward meeting that threshold. And then you can kind of progress 7%, 8%, 9%. And 9% you've had to have sold $10,000 worth of product. And then the following month, all of your items that are sold will get a 9% discount. And just to be clear, I'm talking about your discount. You will pay 9% less than you would have with the print-on-demand company. That doesn't mean you have to go and discount your items in your shop further. I don't do that. So it just means you're going to be pocketing a little bit more and your profit's going to increase a bit. So let's take a look at this. At the top, you'll see I put whether we were looking at Printify or Printful and with a discount or without a discount. First two columns are going to be without the discount. So right there in green is Printify, and in peach is Printful, no discount. And For Printify, remember, you could choose lots of different print companies. Each print company is going to be a different price. So for the purpose of this example, we're going to be looking at Munster Digital's prices. On the very top, we've got our black medium t-shirt, Gildan 6400, and that is going to be out the door. These are fulfillment plus shipping prices. I didn't separate them out. Out the door price, complete price that you're paying for that shirt plus the shipping. So $13.96 out the door with Munster Digital, $13.95 out the door with Printful. Bella Canvas 3001, black medium, out the door with Munster Digital, $15.48. Printful, $16.94. Gildan sweatshirt, black medium, out the door with Munster Digital, $26.55. Printful, $27.94. The white medium sweatshirt with Munster Digital is $26.55, while the Printful one is $27.94. The 11-ounce ceramic mug is with District Photo. That was the cheapest one I found with that print shop. That was $9.62 out the door. That's the mug and the shipping together. For Printful out the door, it was $14.44. But you're not in this for the short haul here. You're in it for the long haul. What you really need to know is the pricing that you're going to be receiving 6 months, 9 months down the road. And with Printify, you can kind of wait and just get that subscription when it makes sense and you're starting to make sales. And with Printful, you're just going to have to make the sales until you start getting that percentage off. So now let's take a look at the next column, which is going to be all pricing that includes the discounted prices. Now we're going to look at our last two columns there. The second green column is the Printify premium pricing with Munster Digital, while the second peach column and that final column is the Printful 9% discount pricing. So with premium pricing with Printify, our Gildan 6400 black medium shirt comes to $12.80 and our Printful shirt comes to $13.04. The Bella Canvas 3001 is $3.75, while Printful out the door it's $15.77. Gildan 18,000 sweatshirt, black medium, $22.40 with Printify's Munster Digital, and $26.14 with Printful's. And the Gildan white medium sweatshirt, $22.40 with Munster Digital, and $26.14 with Printful. And our 11-ounce ceramic mug is $8.55 with District Photo, but $13.72 with Printful. So I think it's safe to say that we're going to be giving this point to Printify for the better pricing. However, what would you say if I said that I only gave it to them by a smidge for me? They only win it by a little bit. Okay, so let me explain why I would say that when clearly some of the prices are much better with Printify. We're going to do a deeper dive into the Gildan shirt because for me, this is the shirt I primarily sell. By and large, the black Gildan t-shirt is the one that I sell the most. For this one, I'm not going to go through each of the prices. You can kind of pause the video and take a look at that, take it all in if you like. I did use all three of these. I used Printful and then I used two print shops through Printify. So we've got Munster Digital and Swift POD there. You will notice I kind of put it all together in that first row of black, small through extra large black Gildan 6400. In Swift POD, they have a different price per size, while Munster Digital has the one price of $12.80 and Printful with the $13.04. And what I could kind of summarize here as we look at this pricing is that Printful is coming in pretty close to Munster Digital. Munster Digital is the cheapest. For most of the prices, Printful is not far behind them at about 24 cents more. And then SwiftPod would be the most expensive, looking at these three. Now, I sold 14,478 shirts last year. So we're going to take that number and we're just going to assume that they were all the Gildan shirts, small through extra large. Of course, I sold some other things, but the majority were those sizes. And we're going to use the prices of each of those print shops, those three print shops, the two from Printify and Printfuls, with that premium pricing, and we'll figure out what that would have cost. 14,478 shirts would have cost at their prices for each of those. 14,478 t-shirts at $13.04 each would cost us $188,798 with Printful. With Monster Digital over there at Printify at $12.80 a shirt, our total cost would be $185,318. And with SwiftPod at $14.31 per shirt, we would be charged $207,180. And so we see that I would have made $3,480 more had I been fulfilling that through Monster Digital. And I would have made $18,382 less had I been fulfilling that through SwiftPod. And I was interested in taking this one step further. Now, my total profit last year was right around $107,000. That was my take home, not my revenue, but my profit. And had I been fulfilling those t-shirts through Monster Digital, we could then say that my total profit would have been $110,474. And if I had been fulfilling it through SwiftPod, my profit would have been $88,614. So number 5 on our list is going to be group orders. And how easy is it to fulfill group orders? And specifically the one I'm going to be focusing on right now is group orders that have some customization in it. So for example, and I thought that this was worth separating out from what we said earlier about custom and personalization. So specifically a group order that might look something like a most likely to shirt. So you've got in your drop-down menu numerous options for your customer to choose from, and then a custom option. Whether you have the custom option or not, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I suggest doing that, but either way, this point would go to one particular print-on-demand company for me. These listings are a bit more work to set up, but they do earn you quite a bit of money if you get some taking off, because people are coming in and ordering multiple shirts. You're saving on the shipping, which is something I didn't even talk about with the cost. Printful's price to ship the second item is a bit cheaper than a lot of the other print companies, at least that I was looking at for Printify and that I use with Printify. So with your most likely two shirts, let's say you have two variations that you can use, like two drop-down menus that you can use in your Etsy listings. And if you do sizes in one of them and the phrases in the other, this is going to create variations, like different ways that they can be combined. So if you have 10 sizes available, just for easy math, you probably have more sizes than that, you know, if you were going to add kid sizes and youth sizes and all that. So if you had 10 sizes available and 10 phrases available, that's 10 times 10, that's 100 different shirts to sync. It's 100 different variations. So you have to sync these as you go. And with Printful, I find that to be a lot easier. So I get an order. That order has unsynced items in it because I created it in Etsy. And instead of creating it in the print-on-demand company and pushing it over to Etsy with everything synced, I can't do that with all these multiple shirts and multiple phrases. So instead I create it in Etsy. When someone purchases, the print-on-demand company gets the message. They see that it's an order coming through, but it's kind of empty. They don't know what print file to use, and they don't know what shirt sizes to match it up with or what item to match it up with. So then we have to go in and sync it. With Printify, that can be a little overwhelming with lots of SKU numbers. And with Printful, I find that task to be a lot easier. I can just take that print file, I can drop it on top of the shirt, I can see what I'm doing. And it's just, I find it much easier. Do not be afraid of group shirts, whether you're using Printify or you're using Printful. They're definitely worth something looking at, to look into. And don't be put off by 100 variations. It's great to sync as you go. I love it. Again, that's a lot easier with Printful, in my opinion. But I just sync the variations that sell with the phrases that sell. And you'd be surprised if a listing takes off within, maybe 10 to 15 orders of that. And each order probably, might have had 5, 6, 7, 10 shirts in it. Pretty soon, pretty much those variations that sell well are the ones that are synced, and those orders become super easy and they're all synced up and you don't really have much to do in there. Or maybe there's one variation to sync up when you get that order. Or, so when I say sync up, you're just matching the print file with the size t-shirt. But the inner workings of how to create a group listing would be an entirely different video. We're going to move on to point 6 and point 7, our last 2 points. And that is quality of the items and customer service. Who gets these points? And I would say both of these are mostly a tie. Now, I say both of them are mostly a tie, but I would say a word of caution on each, or maybe a little bit of a caveat on each. So with quality, there are a lot of great print shops with Printify with fantastic quality. You're not going to have a problem finding that. Now, if you do group shirts and you have some shirts coming out of one print shop and maybe they didn't have the youth sizes you needed available, so you've got to use a different print shop for that. Even though the quality of each is great, they might look a little different because they're different print shops with slightly different quality, and right next to each other, they might look different. And with customer service, you really have a great customer service with each. They both have chat buttons where you can go and chat with someone there. And if you are having a problem with an order, let's say it was never delivered, it was never marked delivered, both companies will give you your money back for those items. And if you have an issue with the quality of the print, they will ask you for a photo, and you send that photo, and then they will reimburse you. Or with Printful, they can also send out a replacement with a bit of a rush on it. And then just keeping in mind that, Printful is its own company, so they can kind of, send that order out with a rush on it, where Printify sometimes needs to then go and contact the print company and then come back to you later and answer your issue, because they are kind of that middle guy. So I'm sure a lot of people that clicked on this video were really hoping for this really clear-cut, solid answer of Printify wins or Printful wins. And the answer really kind of lies with what's important to you. So variety of products, that was a huge win for Printify. There is just no denying that. They've got so many cool products that you can print on. For customizing, I feel it's a little easier with Printful, but definitely doable with both companies. For shipping, pretty fair, pretty much a tie, but I do like that extra feature of knowing the estimated delivery window. With Printful, I've made quite a bit of money using that. Pricing, that point goes to Printify. And this is the point that a lot of people, that might sway someone one way or the other. But for me, I've been able to scale my business because of some of the features that Printful has made a little easier for me, giving me more time to research and design. And I believe I'm making more money than I would be had I not had access to those features, especially when it comes to the group listings and the customization. And then with our group orders, we know that I think that Printful gets that point. That's Printful's big point, while variety of product is Printify's big point. And then quality and customer service are pretty even. Those would not be deciding factors for me. In the end, guys, I use both. I do a majority of my fulfillment through Printful because they are the Gildan shirts that I do sell the most of. And with Printify, I fulfill my sweatshirts because of pricing through them. I do have links to both of them down in the description that you're welcome to use. And I did tell you, if you stuck around to the end, I was also going to give you 2 bonus print-on-demand shops that sell some really cool items that sell very well on Etsy. As a matter of fact, one of these items was almost the choice that I made when to open my Etsy shop. I wound up going the t-shirt route, but I seriously gave this one other item real consideration. And that is, T-Launch would be the print-on-demand company, and Metal Wall Art was that item. They have higher markups. You can make more money per sale, and that is a really cool item. There's lots of bestsellers on Etsy, so we know that it sells well. And then we've got Shine On, and with Shine On, we've got jewelry. This was also a way that I thought about going. And with the jewelry, you're not actually designing the piece of jewelry, you're designing the backing card that goes behind the piece of jewelry. So let's say it was a Mother's Day piece, and to my beautiful mom, and you'd have this beautiful phrase, love your daughter or love your son, and that's what you'd be selling in your Etsy shop. So if you're still thinking about products, or if you're thinking about adding something cool to your shop, these are neat ideas. If you're still here, I thank you so much. You're probably waiting for that tip from Tucker, and we're going to do it a little different today. He has been a little menace this entire time I've been trying to film, so it's going to be more like a little outtake that I think you'll enjoy. There's another video up on the screen that I think you also might like if you're looking for some more content, and I do hope you found value from this. So, Tucker, take it away! I'm editing video of you squeaking the toy. The toy is not up here. I don't have the toy. I would like to get back to work. Do you see? There's nothing here. I don't have it. You hear it squeaking on the TV, and it was you playing with the toy. You left it on the couch over there. Would you like to go play again? Are you satisfied?